Hi, I'm Alice Hoffmann, an indie artist from Austria. So yeah, it's been a while since my video schedule has been consistent and I am not making any promises that it will change anytime soon. But yeah, maybe this will motivate me to somehow amp it up a little bit. Oh well, anyways, I just wanted to make a general update video and maybe tell you about the stuff I have planned for 2023 in general. So yeah, recently, let's start with a really gross and kind of fun one. So on Sunday, got up, was ready to, tackle the day, stepped into some cat vomit. Nah, it's okay. So my cat's fine, it was a one-off thing, I guess. The funny thing about it, later that day he knocked my coffee cup while I was drinking and he nearly knocked out a tooth. That's what it felt like, at least. So I really was like, for fuck's sake, can you just stop it? And I think that's the first time that I really yelled at him. So okay, it's not that funny a story, but yeah, from a slapstick perspective, I think it would have been pretty damn funny. Yeah, because there was coffee splattering everywhere. Other than that, art-wise, yeah, it has been going pretty good. Commissions have been fun and I really enjoyed working on them, to be honest. Yeah, to a level that I'm surprised at myself, because the ideas some of you guys come up with are really awesome. So yeah, that's why today's video is gonna be one of my recent commissions, crossover of Genshin Impact and Konosuba. And to be honest, I still haven't gotten around to try out Genshin Impact. I still have it planned, more or less. But realistically, yeah, let's just have a look at my Steam replay. I'm kinda preoccupied with Sims 4, which is a very not autistic thing to do. No, I'm not even trying to kid you, there's a pattern. It's a pattern and I'm not going to break it that soon. But yeah, maybe one day I will try Genshin Impact and maybe I too will find some new husbands and waifus, but don't bet on it. My 2023 goals. So I don't really see them as resolutions per se. I do goals, hard goals, and if they don't serve me, I drop them, but I don't do resolutions. And I don't know if that sounds the same to you, but to me maybe it's just semantics, but I think it's a different thing somehow. To me, resolutions, they always sounded a little bit floppy and you can just say them to look cool and then no one will ever care if you do them. But I really care about my goals. So one of my goals is putting in as much effort and energy as I can into the local convention I've been starting to plan with others, and we are getting into the interesting, more intense phases of, preparing promo stuff and important stuff that we'll need later on. So yeah, it's been getting interesting and I have to admit, I enjoy this maybe a little bit too much because I always look forward to our meetings like hardcore. In the first place, I really like the people I'm working with, which generally is a good thing to do if you're doing a teamwork project, but it wasn't always the case for me, so the only concern I have is maybe I'm getting a little bit obsessed because I'm having so much fun, and maybe it's a little bit lopsided and one-sided perhaps, but no, they are really awesome and we just hang out and stuff, and they invite me on their own, so if they don't enjoy my presence, it's on them because I'm getting out a lot of fun. Nah, but it's going well, and I can't talk in detail about any of the stuff because it's still top secret and we want to make it a big reveal. But yeah, in a few months I will show you all about it. Some of the secret projects are going to take a lot of time and I'm honestly pretty nervous if I can even pull it off the way I intended to. But I guess I'm just gonna have to put my best foot forward and get it done and not cry about it. It's going to be okay, I guess. At least okay, but I wanna do it great. Really great. Some of my goals maybe sound like I'm going to slack off, but hear me out. So I want to do at least one hour meditation per month, one hike per month, and take one day off from work completely every week. So why would that be such a goal? You see, I'm maybe a slight workaholic. I'm really not that next level like some people I met, and when I meet them I'm like, dude, please take some time off and look after your health. I don't want you to die at 50. You are cool, okay, please. So yeah, but I want to avoid getting there one day, so have to force myself to just take a fucking break every now and then, because I'm really bad at relaxing, I tell you. And I'm so sorry if in this video you will hear a bunch of random noises every now and then, because my cats don't understand the concept of recording a video. And I'm just going to do one take, because if I make this a big thing again where I plan it, look for the perfect time to record it, make a script, it's just not gonna happen, and I don't want to let my YouTube channel just fade out into nothing. So I'm probably going to do a bunch of pretty imperfect videos every now and then, because I don't want to do nothing. I want to keep some momentum alive. So where was I, fucking hell? I was going to say that I really have put in some purely health-based goals, and the funny thing is, I didn't add as a goal that I intend to eat a portion of a vegetable smoothie every day, because, I don't know, for some reason food rules are kind of a slippery slope for me, because yeah, I tend to get a little, I don't know, overwhelmed with them or whatever. So at least that was the case in the past. Again, it's just semantics. And in the end, it's kind of like I'm following a rule if I'm downing one of those smoothies, or like at least a portion of vegetables every day. But I'm treating it as a habit and not a goal or like a task to fulfill. And somehow in my brain that works differently. Like, it doesn't even make sense, but it is what it is. And I'll take what I can get, so I'll work with that. Yeah. And I think in general the 1 free day a week thing is going to help immensely, because if you just keep working and working, at some point you're out of steam and your work is gonna get shit. And that happened a few times where I just worked myself into burnout and felt like I haven't even achieved a damn thing. So might as well just take a day off and catch up on some video games, like The Sims 4, which I only played a little bit last year. And this statistic, by the way, is colored by the fact that I don't really play that much in general. So of the things I play, it's really nearly all the time Sims 4 or another game that I'm currently obsessed with. Like for a while I have been playing Hades on Steam Deck. That was, safe to say, a hyperfixation, because for some days I breathed the game. I haven't even finished it, because at some point I forgot to finish it and then it just didn't get done. I haven't escaped hell yet, but maybe one day I will get into my little obsession with it. It's easy to get into it because like the mechanics feel really smooth from what my casual gamer ass can tell. And it's really beautiful. Main character is on point, like in the zeitgeist, and so relatable. And I mean relatable in the fact that you want to be him or with him. Either way, the game devs, they really knew what they did with him. And I think the next main character of Hades 2 is gonna be just as much of a fan favorite as it's looking at the moment. So they somehow found the golden goose. Good on them. Most of the time my cats are really quiet, but now they got the utmost zoomies and they have to bite random stuff that they never bite. Like, what the fuck? Did I give you the cue to do that somehow in cat language? Oh well, at least it's gonna get me some bloopers. So I suppose the hiking goal is a pretty obvious one. It's just, sport is good for you. I know, shocking. No, but seriously, every time I'm hiking I'm like, wow, I should do this more often. This is great. This is where I should be. There's just something about being alone in nature and just walking around for a longest time. Nowadays, I pretty much only do hikes starting at 3 hours plus. One time in summer, I've been doing a hike that was like 6 hours. This This was my current record and it was so awesome. Your feet hurt like hell, but it doesn't matter because everything is awesome. So I was just like, I gotta do that every month. Obviously in winter I'm a little bit more careful with the weather and like how wet the ground is or if there is any ice around, but to be honest, climate change made it so that paths that are supposed to be icy just aren't. So I hate to say that this is not a concern in this case, because on a larger scale that fucking sucks, and I've been hearing more about, you know, even just people I sort of know from the internet, like not personally, you know, at most a parasocial relationship, if you will, that their fucking house has been destroyed by a flood and yeah. That reminds me, so one of my goals is going to work by public transport more often. So the thing is, it takes just at least double the time, which is like, yeah, in a day that eats a lot of time. So when I do this, I kind of plan around it, like, you know, in the morning I'm going there by bus or whatever, and in the evening I'm running back home, so I already have some workout done. And in the end, I guess I can also kind of forget about the day being productive in any other sense, because it just eats up so much time. So this really is sort of a commitment, which is not a humble brag. I think it's really important that people at least try to do stuff and not lose hope, and, you know, because losing hope is just like throwing in the towel at this point. And I know it's just a little drop in the bucket, but it's a drop in the bucket. Those add up at some point eventually. There is one goal on my list that is actually the absolute main priority overall, but I haven't gotten around to doing much about it yet, and I have to be really careful to not judge myself for that, because it's not helping. So my absolute main priority for 2023 is getting as far with my webcomic project as possible, which means getting the characters done, getting the character designs reworked, because some of them just aren't there yet, rewriting the story, and like having it done, and ideally start drawing the fucking comic and not drag it out any longer. The thing is, I learned some very valuable lessons in the last months, which will elevate the overall quality of the comic, I think, a hell lot. And I'm glad that I didn't start with it yet for this reason. Because, like, the difference will be not even day and night, it will be like everything or nothing, in my opinion. Which, it may sound over dramatic, but like, seriously, I've been at a manga workshop in beginning of November with some German mangaka, in private, which is like, I know, sounds like a secret society thing, but like, it's not actually that secret. It's just in a small circle, and you kinda have to be lucky to, you know, get a spot. I want to make sure that I'm applying everything I learned there and do a good job. The thing is, I have to be so careful that I not let it pressure me into delaying everything and just procrastinating on stuff. So I have been applying some of it already, but the thing is, at the end of the day is over. Some of the stuff I've on my list, they are currently pretty urgent, with like stuff we need to a certain deadline. I don't like the word deadline, but I kinda don't really have that good of an alternative that really catches on, and, you know, so that people know what I mean. But, you know, some stuff has to get done by a certain time, and at some point I just gotta rest. Because if I don't rest, as we established, I get into burnout, and then I get jack shit done. And I still have to do my day job. So yeah, gotta be a little careful. It may take a little longer than I want. So yeah, turns out I'm probably not finishing all my webcomic tasks in fucking January. There is still a little bit left to the year, but I also want to be mindful of how quickly time just passes, and at some point the year's gonna be pretty much over again, and it will feel like the blink of an eye. That being said, my inner fire is burning pretty strongly now, which is enjoyable. And sometimes I feel a little down because I care pretty much about people around me, or like on the internet, acquaintances, sometimes strangers, and I kinda have to be not really hard-hearted, but like I have to be detached from being able to save anyone, because can't really save anyone. I can maybe sometimes suggest stuff, and at some problems I can throw a little bit of money, but that's it. At the end of the day, if that doesn't solve the problem, I have to be okay with it just being there and just accepting the world the way it is. Because otherwise, I'm gonna get absolutely nothing done and just be really fucking tired all the time because I care so much. I'm making pretty damn sure that my inner fire keeps burning. Sometimes on a smaller flame, but doesn't matter. Just keep it burning and burn down stuff in a productive way. I don't know, maybe this sort of arsonisty metaphor is a weird choice, but it has to do. It just has to do. I'm gonna tackle everything little by little, gonna get stuff done, and you do your thing. You do your thing, and you keep doing it. And when the days suck, you just accept that it sucks. There's always the next day and the day afterwards. But you don't procrastinate. And I won't. Okay. Good. Deal. Bye. Hast du auf? Kannst du bitte ruhig sein? Eisbär. Hey! Ja? Ja? Hast du auf? Du weißt es nicht. Es schmeckt doch nicht einmal gut. Du musst essen, Schatz. I haven't escaped hell yet.